Hello everyone, welcome to Cheri Voyage. Today we're going to be going over some newness from Dior. I got their Mono Couture color eyeshadows in and a couple of their new Forever Liquid lipsticks. So I'm going to go right into showing you guys swatches, then I will do an application, and then I will end with a mini review on my thoughts of the collection. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so I have three gorgeous Mono Couture eyeshadows. These are the new single shadows by Dior. There are 5 limited edition shades. I tried to get the other 2, but they were sold out online. The other 2 colors are a cocoa brown and a cranberry kind of maroonish red color. The description states that the eyeshadow delivers a long-lasting finish with intense color. Enriched with aloe vera and pine oil, Mono Color Couture has a creamy, comfortable texture. Key benefits are that they are creamy and comfortable wear, they are intense long wear, and they have various finishes of satin, velvet, matte, metallic, and glitter. The first color I got was Tulle. It's a soft satin beige shade. This is going to be gorgeous for just year round to brighten and pop a little bit. If you have mid to deep skin tones, it'll be gorgeous as your highlighter. The next color I got was Gold Star. This is the glittery shadow, and I have a feeling that once you wet your brush, you'll be able to get a really beautiful bright pop to the lid, or just wear it by itself to really waken up the eye. Once again, if you're mid to deep skin toned, this is going to be gorgeous because it's really going to be bright on your skin and it's going to create a nice bold pop. And then last I got is Black Bow. This is a matte black shadow and it is very creamy and rich, as you saw in the swatches. This I'm actually going to use today as an eyeliner. Now, I already can tell by the consistency that I'm going to like these shadows. I'm just curious more of how they're going to apply to the lid with a brush, one, and how they're going to stay throughout the day. They say they're long lasting, so for me it's really seeing about how well they last. I've been really happy with how Dior is really bringing it, because for a while, although I liked their shadows, I wasn't in love with their shadows. So I think that the aloe vera and pine oil that they're putting in the shadows is helping to create a more blendable, creamy texture to the shadow. Not only is it easy to apply, but it also helps to have color be more impactful. That creamy texture definitely makes colors more bold. So I'm gonna start with my MAC 217 brush, and I'm gonna pick up the color Tulle, which is the satin shade. I'm just gonna take my brush and lightly feather it back and forth onto the shadow. I'm just going to pack it on the lid. Now I'm doing the shadows in this order because I want to show you guys how you can wear them one at a time. So if you just wanted to get one shadow to brighten the eye, I'm going to show you guys how Tulle looks just on its own, and then I'll add more colors as I go along this tutorial with you guys. This color is for the no makeup lover, someone who just says, you know, I want my eye to look brighter and I want to look natural, but still have something on my lid to kind of pop it up a bit. All right, I'm going to go ahead on the other eye, and I'm going to put the color Star Glitter on this side. I'm going to go ahead and use my finger because I like to warm up these kind of shimmer particles in here so that it gets more buttery. I find that when I use a brush with these textures, it just kind of doesn't lay into the skin. So by putting it on my finger, I'm warming it up a bit so that it gets a bit creamier. I'm just tapping it across the lid here. And I also like to use my finger with glitters and shimmers because it helps it from flying all over the face and coming down around under the eye area. You kind of just get to press those shimmers into the eye. I find that it looks a little more natural as well because it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of the skin. It's kind of melded with the skin texture, which is nice. Whatever's left over, I just put around to the top of the brow bone here. Really focusing on the middle and tapping out all the way from one end to the other, but really focusing on that center of the eye. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water, put it on a brush, and do a highlight right through here and pop some extra on the center of the lid. All right, so I have my Kevyn Aucoin shadow liner brush. And I grabbed a little bit of water here and I'm just dipping my brush in. I'm gonna go and dip this into the color Gold Star. Just go into this little corner here. Oh, see, I love this wet. I'm going in now to that center of the lid. Really focusing, staying right in the center, patting it on, and then lightly blending it back and forth here. This is a beautiful spring summer eye. Put a little gloss on and you're done. Both eyes are evened out now, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the black bow. What I'm going to do is show you guys two ways that you can wear black as your liner or shadow. One way that you can do this is add a black liner, do it like you normally would on top of the eye, then you take the eyeshadow and you go on top of that to soften that hard kind of graphic line, and then you take the shadow and you pull it out on the edges. So instead of having a hard cat eye all the way through, it's a defined soft cat eye, smoky eyeliner look. So I'm gonna go in, take the side of my pencil and just wiggle that black against the lash line here. It's the easiest way to wear eyeliner. Don't try to use the tip, don't try to draw a line. It's much harder to do it that way. If you take the side of your pencil and just work it against the lash line, there's a lot more control in that. So just work off the side of your pencil. Come down here and just make sure you nick this little area, the little bridge in the eye. I like to call it my little bridge down there. And then once you have a decent line, then you're going to go back with your smudger and you're just going to lightly blend it. Nothing perfect, just enough to kind of soften it up before we put the powder on. Now I'm going to take my brush that came with the Dior shadow. It's got a great little point on it, so we're going to dip that in the powder here. Just using the tip, you want to go right over that line. And what this does, it helps not only the eyeliner to stay on longer, but it also helps to create a much softer, defined line around the eye area. Once you've laid down the powder, you can go in and kind of wiggle or lightly move back and forth against that line. You just want to make sure to first apply the powder, because if you go in and try to go back and forth and wiggle, what will happen is the black will get all over your eyes. So make sure you place the color down first. Once it's placed down, then you can go in and lightly move across the lid. Hope you can see this okay. It's a much softer look than just the liner by itself. But because it's black, you're still going to have good definition. From there, I'm going to take the tip of that brush again, dip it in the eyeshadow powder. This is a wonderful way to wear a cat eye for those of you that are a bit older, because it's not as harsh, but you're still getting some definition. I like to make sure that it's a nice clean line, so I'm going to go back with my SONIA G flat definer brush and just softly blend the outer line back into the eye area. And for those of you that don't feel comfortable using the applicator, use a brush. So for those of you thinking, I could never do all those steps, I can barely get eyeliner on, no need to worry. I'm going to show you guys how to do an even easier step. I'm going to take the black bow again with the SONIA G flat definer brush, and I'm just going to go right in and pack it on both sides of the brush. Once that's there, I'm going to make sure to tap it off to make sure that we don't get too much fallout on the bottom. So what you're going to do is we're going to do a technique called stamping. You're just going to go in on your lash line and stamp the color on. Once you've kind of stamped it on, you can lightly start to move along the lash line with the brush. And work in small little sections. It's easier to do it that way, and you'll also have less of a mess and you'll have more control. If you want your liner to last even longer, you can go in, wet the brush, apply the shadow, and then put powder on top of it once the shadow's done drying. In fact, it's my favorite technique that I've been using for years, specifically with brides. I'll go in, do liner, then I'll take wet shadow, stamp it across the liner, and then put powder on top of that. So it's really 3 steps that I do to make sure that that eyeliner doesn't move. And for those of you who have a problem with eyeliner moving in general, always go back with a little bit of powder and stamp it across your eyeliner. What it does is it mattifies the oils in the liner and in your lid so that it doesn't transfer as much. Now, I'm actually using the brush's domed shape tip to create a little stamp effect of a wing. So I'm getting this kind of angle just by stamping it right there with my brush. Once I have that there, I can go in and start to softly bring this into a V shape. So yeah, another way that you could do liner. I know that this is a bit graphic and bold. You don't have to do it this big at the edge. I have big eyes, so for me, it kind of balances out my eye shape. But for those of you with smaller eyes, or for those of you who have aging eyes, just keep it close to the lash line and do a smaller tail. Don't bring it out as far, and you'll get something a little bit less graphic and a little more natural. Hopefully today you learned 2 ways that you can use eyeshadow as eyeliner. You can put an eyeliner on and put the shadow on top, which I always recommend because it just softens any kind of harshness around the eye. Or just use your shadow and stamp it across the lid and you'll get a really soft, diffused liner look. All right, I'm gonna go ahead now and put lips on with the new colors that I got from Dior. All right, let's try these 2 beauties on. These are the Rouge Forever Dior Liquid lipsticks. I got the color Forever Grace and Forever Dior. So I have tried this one on already, but I have not tried this on, but we will try them both on right now. So what it says that they are and what they do is that they're transfer-proof liquid lipsticks, ultra pigmented and matte, weightless and comfortable. So some of these points were interesting to me. It says that it's Dior's first ultra pigmented liquid lipstick, doesn't transfer in vibrant ultra matte colors. So here's the really cool part. It says that the liquid lipstick will not settle into lip lines, it will not fade, it will not smudge or feather, even on fabric and masks. So I'm going to put these to the test today. I'm going to wear them all day. I'm going to go do some shopping, put my mask on, and I'm going to let you guys know how they did in my next video. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the gorgeous Forever Grace color. All right, I'm instantly noticing that they go on like a dream, really light, incredible texture, smooth, hydrating. Like I said, light, but like really light on the lips. Doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything. Okay, these feel amazing. They are really light. It's like nothing I've ever felt before. And I have used a lot of different matte lip, ultra long wear style lipsticks. The color payoff is legitly pigmented, and I can see how this is not going to move. Like, it feels like it's hugging the lip, but not stripping it of hydration. This is the coolest matte lipstick I have ever tried on my lips. I'm hoping that it is mask proof as well as 12-hour long wear because I just love the way they feel. Yes, the color's gorgeous, but there's so many beautiful colors out there in the world of matte long wear lipsticks. So the feel is where this is really shining because it's a matte lipstick, yes, but it's comfortably worn. It just feels so light on the lips. I can't even begin to tell you. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. I'm gonna test them out and see how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and go in with the Dior Forever Red color. Ooh, I love it. You know, another name that they can call this lipstick besides Forever Dior is Teeth Brightening Lipstick. This is a perfect color for those of you whose teeth are a bit yellow. It just has an incredible brightening effect to the teeth. I just love it. So it's a true classic red. You cannot go wrong with this color. It reminds me of an old kind of 1950s glamorous red color. All right, my friends, we've hit the end of this video. I'm gonna go over briefly my thoughts with you guys when it came to the pieces. It's gonna be very simple. The whole collection's gorgeous. You know, Dior's really done a great job this past year, so upping their game when it comes to the consistency, the formulation in their shadows, the textures in their shadows, and I contribute that to having a more creamy texture. They were a bit chalky and dry before, and everything seems to be much more emollient, much more bold in pigment. It's just a really gorgeous texture when it comes to their products lately, and I absolutely love it. Overall, loved every piece, but of course I want to know what you guys think. Some of them interest you, some of them you're going to pass on. Always like to hear your guys' thoughts. Please don't forget to comment, hit that like button, and if you like what you're seeing, subscribe and use my affiliate links down below for any of your purchases. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other.